Welcome back to this Pokemon Platinum walkthrough. In the last part we had our first regular trainer battles on Route 202 and we explored Jubilife City. In this part we will travel east through Route 203 to the next city, which is Oreburgh City. As soon as you enter Route 203, Barry will be waiting to battle you. He now has two Pokemon on his team, a Starly and his starter Pokemon, which in my case is Chimchar. If you've started with a Turtwig, you can safely use it against this Starly. Starly won't learn his first flying type attack until it reaches level 9. Starly will probably try to prolong the battle by using Growl, but you can circumvent that by using a special based attack if you have one. I wouldn't recommend using your starter Pokemon against Barry's starter, since it now knows a super effective move. Therefore, I will use my own Starly against it. Growl is useful to bring Chimchar down a couple of notches, especially since Chimchar loves to use Leer very often. Three new Pokemon can be caught on Route 203. Abra is a Psychic type, and it will evolve into Kadabra at level 16 and then finally into an Alakazam when traded. As a Kadabra and later as an Alakazam, it will prove to be one of the most powerful special attackers in the game. The moves available through leveling up for Abra and its evolutions are limited to mostly Psychic type moves, whereas through TMs it can learn some other interesting moves. As an Alakazam, it can learn Focus Blast through TM52, which will work great to take out Dark-type Pokemon by surprise because of its high speed. Zubat is a dual Poison Flying type. It will evolve into Golbat at level 22 and finally into a Crobat with high friendship. This Pokemon is hard to train in the beginning, learning its first flying type attack no sooner than level 17. But once you get Zubat past that first hurdle, it will become an increasingly better Pokémon. As a Crobat, it will outspeed most other Pokémon that crosses its path with its base speed stat of 130. Magikarp is a very bad Pokémon in the sense that it has low stats, can't learn TM moves, and can only learn 2 moves through leveling up, Splash and Tackle. However, it evolves into Gyarados at level 20, which is a very potent dual water flying type. In past generations, it was difficult to utilize Gyarados to its full potential due to the fact that it is a physical attacker and water-type moves were at the time classified as special-based moves. In this generation you can teach Gyarados, for example, Waterfall, and finally be able to use it at its full power. Gyarados can also learn a few useful Ice-type moves. If you throw Dragon Dance into the mix, you have got yourself a vicious Aqua monster. Magikarp can be caught by fishing with the Old Rod. Before we get to Oreburgh City, we have to pass through the Oreburgh Gate. It's a relatively small cave with only a few trainers in it. A hiker will give you HMO 6 Rock Smash as soon as you enter the cave. With this you can smash small boulders that block your path, and I plan to teach you to my HM slave Bidoof later on. Psyduck can be found in the Oreburgh Gate. This water-type Pokemon can be trained in a number of ways. You can train it as a pure water-type attacker, or you can mix things up by adding a few Psychic type attacks. Although neither Psyduck nor its evolution Golduck are part Psychic types, they do have a few Psychic type moves in their move pools. Geodude is a dual rock ground type. It excels in both attack and defense, but it has low special defense and is therefore very vulnerable to good special attackers when battling. There are several strong rock and ground type moves available to Geodude and its evolutions, so you can be able to make good use of it on your team. Just note that it has many weaknesses, which limit its usefulness. At some point I will need a water type on my team, and so I'm going to catch a Psyduck in here. Psyduck can't do much on its own at the moment, and so I will need to train it up by sending it out first in battle and then switch it out with either Turtwig or Starly. The first thing you will encounter when you get to Oreburgh City is a youngster who will show you the Oreburgh Gym. A Pokémon gym is a facility containing gym trainers and a gym leader. If you defeat the gym leader, you get a gym badge. There are 8 Pokémon gyms spread across Sinnoh, and when you have defeated all 8 gym leaders, you can go to the Pokémon League and challenge the Elite Four and the champion of the Sinnoh region. Certain gym badges are also required to be able to use 8 gym moves outside of battle, like the HM we just got in the Oreburgh Gate. That will require the Cold badge from the Oreburgh Gym in order to use it outside of battle. Now it's time to explore Oreburgh City. In the building in the northwest corner of the city, you can obtain a Dusk Ball from a girl on the second floor. Dusk Balls are a new type of Pokeballs in Generation 4. They work best when used inside caves or at night. Then they will have a catch rate of 3.5, and an Ultra Ball has a catch rate of 2. In the building to the right, a girl will give you an Abra in exchange for a Machop. Abra is hard to catch in the wild because of the move Teleport, and trader Pokemon grow faster than normal, making this Abra easier to train. You can catch Machop just north of the city. On the second floor of the building to the southeast of the Pokémon Center, a boy will give you a Great Ball. Later on in the game you can resurrect certain Pokémon from fossils in the Oreburgh Mining Museum. Near the entrance to the coal mine there are several items to be found. The pearl can be sold at a Pokemart for 700 Pokédollars. In the next part we will go down into the coal mine, find the gym leader and challenge him to our first gym battle.